Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you today? How's your weekend been so far? Well, it's shitty international week, innit? But we've only got another week left. Welcome to the original Sunday morning Leicester City football show. You know what day it is? It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. It's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans in here for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion really matters. So get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kick-off time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
Well, how the devil are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. It's been an interesting week, isn't it? There's been a lot to talk about. We have got a lot to talk about. But the first thing that I want to talk about is Top's interview. I watched it and I found it very strange and I wasn't sure how I felt after it. Did it make me feel better? I'm not sure, to be fair. It was a chance for him just to tick all the right boxes and say the right things that we wanted to hear. Did we learn anything? I don't know. Did we learn anything new? I'm not sure. On that note, we'll bring Reedy in. I've got Reedy here. How are you, Reedy? Are you good, pal?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And also, John Oak wearing his Christmas tree top, his Leicester City Christmas tree top.
Hello.
But he says a training top. It looks more like Christmas trees to me, pal.
I know, but I buy every shirt, so.
Reedy, let's start with Top's interview and what he said. We're not going to break every little bit he said down, but we'll try and see what he said. What do you think of the interview, pal?
I think to start with, I think it's unfortunate it had to come to what it did in the death threats to. I don't know if this was because of it or like it was going to happen either way, but I feel like it kind of happened because of it. So for me, in a way, it's a shame it had to come to that. But in all, I think he's come out and kind of blamed himself for not being in communication with the fans a lot more of recent times because of the COVID situation and all that. But if I'm totally honest, I think with what you said, I do agree. I think it's kind of like a smokescreen to make people happy and want to hear what they wanted to hear for a while now. In the fact of certain wordings and certain sayings and what people have been saying about maybe things like Rooking going upstairs. In the word of upstairs for me is like just a way of saying that get him out of the way of the blame. But overall, I think it's good to hear. Finally, we've got some kind of communication with them and actually hearing from Top himself. But now the actions have got to happen and saying that whoever we're meant to be bringing in or are going to be bringing in, I think that it needs to happen soon because we need to see some change at the club.
Yeah, Jono, I had to write this down a bit for me because I didn't want to be accused of editing or deleting comments like the BBC do. Top said, I think it's my fault because I used to talk to the fans and the media. I have a lot of responsibilities in Thailand now. COVID has changed a lot from us. And that's on the criticism from the fans that we don't hear enough from him. Jono, what do you think? Again, what do you think about the interview and that particular comment? He thinks it's his fault, the lack of communication.
I'm just happy he's acknowledged that he's not been communicating with us as fans. I think, since his dad died, he has to take responsibility of both Leicester, the football club, and the King Power Enterprise. And he does have a lot of things happening in Thailand, which is, he's not lying. He does have a lot of commitments elsewhere, but that doesn't mean the communication needs to disappear. And he's acknowledged that it has been rubbish and it needs to improve. But I'm happy that he's come out and said it, but I think he needs to now put things into action. And to be honest, that's already happening because we are hiring a new managing director, and I think sending Rudkin upstairs is basically saying you're hired, but you're not doing anything to do with the football side of things anymore.
Jono, you're saying we've hired a new managing director. Actually, the
We're
new
going
managing
to.
director is a temporary appointment. I
Yep.
can't remember her name, sorry. Reedy, you told me earlier, what was her name again?
Well, from what I've kind of tried to say, it was Karamthrip or something like that.
Yeah, well, unless it's Smith and Jones, I haven't got a clue. And then the CEO is temporary again, which is actually Top himself. And I actually think, I'm not sure what kind of role Rudkin will get, but again, I also think that a new technical director. This is another thing that he said as well. A new technical director and a pledge to be more communicative and transparent. But we can only celebrate until the actions follow these words to back it up. I think we actually need a technical director with expertise in overseeing transfers, contracts, and the direction of the football club. Then we can be a bit more hopeful. That last bit was me, by the way.
Well, that's what they did state, though. They did state that in their
yeah, but they need to be more. Yeah, that first bit was me, but the second bit, I think we need someone a bit more experienced than John Rudkin of doing the job. He's been here 27 years. The first 16 years were as a coach in the youth academy, and then he took over in 2014. So he wasn't very experienced. We've had the good times under him, but we've also had bad times under him. Well, not even under, yeah, a bit of both. But to start off the bad times, he was a coaching staff and nothing to do with the board or anything. But, Jono, on that point, we need someone that's a bit more experienced than just temporary people, surely.
I think that's just temporary until we find someone to do the job permanently. I think this is just a placeholder just to get things moving, and then they'll hire someone further down the line. But they might have hired someone already. We just don't know. Maybe they're just sorting out all the legal stuff. But I think I do agree. But I just don't think Rudkin will have that much of an impact anymore. Surely, because the way the fans have been chanting, surely they can't just think, oh, let's Nick put a comment saying, oh, it's word of promotion. I think it's like promoting him out of the firing line and giving someone else the job to do the job properly.
See, Reedy, Craig Hendry says, if Rudkin is no longer going to be interfering directly in the football side, it can only be a good thing. But if he's moved upstairs, I totally agree with what Mr. Six-Sitter said there. If he's moved upstairs, he's going to have an influence in what is done and who is brought into the club. I think I'm not actually sure what his new role is.
But this is where I feel like, even with Phil said at the bottom there, I still think it's a smokescreen because the wording and the job roles that they're talking about feels like they're just trying to, in a way, get the blame out of the way, as in like using the word upstairs for us means what is that for us? Because like Nick said as well, it's like a promotion in a way because it just got promoted to being not there, but basically upstairs in the higher end bit. So it's like what is going on? What is the actual wording going to be? What is a technical director? What is a managing director of all this? Again, we know what director of football is at the moment, but I don't know. I honestly feel like as much as we might want it to sound like a good thing, it just feels like a smokescreen to try and stop the blaming everywhere.
Yeah. Great. I told you not to tell anybody. That was a secret. Told you not to say anything about that job I was getting. But yeah, it's like I said at the start. I think it was more. The interview, Jono, was more what we wanted to hear, and to try and appease everyone with what really said, the comments, the chants last week, and all the social media stuff that's been gone since, and every Tom, Dick, and Avery jumping on it on Twitter and Facebook about the comments and everything else. I think that's what we wanted to hear. But according to form, that was done in Thailand the week before the Norwich game, so nothing was said. He wouldn't know anything about the chance then. The only thing I want to see is when he comes back and does an interview, maybe not on here, it'd be nice if he does, but us little fan channels will never get him. But until he does an interview and gets fans and talk, when he does it over here in the UK in Leicester, that's when I'll appreciate it a bit more, Jono.
When he does interviews like that, of course he's going to say what we've all been wanting to hear is, yes, admit fault with how the club's being run. He admits that. He admits the fault of communication. For me, no matter what he says, even with the fans when he comes back to the UK, it's action. What are you going to do? It's all good saying things like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We need to see action. Now, no fan can go into the next rest of the season and go, right, we want change now. That's not going to happen. We're still going to have difficulties throughout the rest of the season. We're still going to get points deduction. So that's still going to happen. But from the summer onwards, that's when I really want to see that change starting to take place, because that's will be crunch time. And plus, if you think about it, this is a great time for a new managing director to come in. You'll have a sort of a new squad, because the scrubs like Daka and Sumare and Winks and all those sort of players are leaving. So you've got basically a brand new squad. You'll have a whole youth of all new youth players coming in, which would be nice. You've got a good stadium that you could potentially start to, that expansion we've been waiting for the last 6 years. You got the best training facilities in Europe. So this summer is the prospect of getting Leicester City forward is massive. We have the ability to become a really big club again. So that's what I want to see.
Yeah, Ian Petty, or I think that's how you pronounce it. Top's like your favourite uncle. He keeps buggering up, but you love him and you want him to do well. Yeah, I think it is, because if you think about it, since they took over in 2010 with Vichai and then Top, it's been the most successful period in the club's history. The chairman that we've had previously, some before your two time, Terry Shipman, Martin George, Milan Mandaric, they did nothing, absolutely nothing compared to what we did now. And you've got to admit, Vichai and Top and King Power have worked wonders and shit miracles for us over the last 15 years, 2010. But unfortunately, and say again.
And the city.
Oh, yeah, and the city itself. But unfortunately, we're back to where we started from, really. We're in the Championship really again. When they took over, that's where we are now, back mid-table Championship side. You can't say anything else, can you?
No, we can't. But if I've got to bring Gray's comment up here very quickly, because people, he's saying, listening to this, we've been asking for Top to come out and speak, and we're still picking fault. Geez, some fans love to moan. It's not about loving to moan. We're just looking at this interview and thinking this isn't like I even said before, even if you sacked Rookin, it wouldn't change things. You need it has to give you time to, if you whatever you're doing, you need to make sure it takes time to build what you want to do. And I don't think, like, looking at this and just moaning at it, we're not moaning at it, we're just looking into it and thinking, is this like what we want to hear? And I don't think it is, in the fact of, he might have said things for us to know what we want to hear by him coming out, but
yeah,
I don't think it's us picking fault. I just think we need to be cautious and think this might not be everything we want.
No, because what we're actually doing, we're not picking apart his statement. We've taken parts of the statement that he said, and it's what we're thinking that he's saying. We're not actually moaning about it. That interview will be played 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times soon, and everyone listens to it, and we're picking parts out of it and discussing it. We're not moaning or groaning. We're actually picking parts about it. And this one about the new director of football, I wasn't giving you the thumbs up for the comments you were saying, Reader. Mr. Six Hitter, new director of football, I'd say an ex-football manager, a Pearson or someone of that ilk. You need someone of a strong, not saying Nigel Pearson. I mean, I'd love it if Nigel Pearson, but I can't see it, unfortunately.
He won't be. He won't be.
But somebody of that ilk, an ex-player that knows what he's doing and isn't afraid of backward, not coming, what's that saying? Not going backwards, going forward. I can't remember what it is now, but you know what I mean. He's in your faces and stuff like that. Because John Percy said yesterday, or it might have been Friday night, Leicester City to revamp football operations in a major overhaul with Director of Football John Rudkin moving upstairs. Leicester to appoint their club's first technical director in their history with the process underway. And they will pay compensation for anybody that's in work. So really, we had a discussion about this. Are they actually doing it now, or is it just again what we want to
No,
hear?
they're doing it.
Are they
They're
the
doing it.
words we want to hear?
I think they are doing it now. It's just depending on whether it happens in the fact of they say they're going to pay compensation to whoever wants the job, basically. So you've got to hopefully someone maybe comes out and says, I want to join, and can you get me out of my club that I'm at now? So I want it to happen. And I think it will happen because they're trying to action it, but it's not going to just like instantly just completely change
Oh
and
no,
we're going to win every game this season now.
you've
It's
been
going to be a
saying this.
process.
You've been saying this for a while. Sacking, I know this is one of your main bugbears, that sacking him, John Rudkin, wouldn't
No.
make improvements on the pitch straight away. You'd only see benefits from it 18 months, 2 years down the
Not even
line.
that. The only thing you'll see instant impacts on is fans not moaning anymore.
Yeah.
They'll probably try and blame someone else if we're losing games still.
There was also a comment here. Because I thought this as well when I listened to this morning. Armchair Jockey. Imagine if he'd actually been asked a question. He wasn't actually asked a question at all, was it? It was just Dan Bates sort of prompting him to say what he wanted to say. So I think it was all worked out. There wasn't actually a proper question being
He's going to get
asked.
that in Leicester, isn't he? He's going to get that. We need to get interviewed by the fans.
It should have been some independent interviewer, some Joe Blogs, whoever it is, me, Reedy, Jono, Phil, whoever, asking him the questions. Fans would have asked the questions, and that's what we need, sort of like a fans forum, but even that is regulated with what questions you can ask. They pick and choose the questions. That's the problem we're going to have. What are the questions that fans are going to ask, and what are the club going to allow? That's the communication that we've got. We haven't got that communication anymore. We always used to have it. Back in the day, the communication used to be absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Even Martin O'Neill's era, Brian Nichols' era, around that age, even the early noughties, you still had communication. But now, it's nothing. It's deadly silence. And Tony Smith is gone. Susan Whelan's been gone 2 months. Nothing seems to move fast here. Well, Top's taking over Susan Whelan, has it, as another temporary CEO, but he's now in Thailand because their country is under a month mourning because the Queen Mother died. Because Thailand are big on the religious, so but he's also said as well in that interview, not that interview, I saw a tweet from it saying he's going to change his visa to allow him to turn up more at the Leicester games, which I think will be a good thing. I don't know,
I've not seen that. But again, people always say, oh, he's top here, touch the games and all that. And obviously, I think the last time I remember seeing him at all, I know it probably has been around, but the last time I saw him was that one of the last games of the season when it was with Rookin and we saw a picture of him laughing. So, again, things like that, for me, when you look at that and you think they're one of the key points where you probably need to come out and communicate with, like, for instance, I know they don't have to, but when you see something like that, when you're getting relegated, you want to have communication. You be like, right, sorry, we were laughing at a joke or something. I know it's not the end of the world, but things like this, because we need to see stuff, because otherwise it's just going to be getting rumoured around. And hopefully Top does come into the more games now to see the impact of how things are going, because he needs to be there because he is the owner. So it's gonna be a hard few weeks or months now, I think, because again, getting new people in and hopefully trying to fix what is broken. But hopefully in January, if things have changed by then, we might be able to have a nice new start to a next transfer window.
See, I said this to you before the show, didn't I? It says all I heard was we need time. We need time. And that's what Mr. Sixes has just said. It won't be a quick fix. It's time. That's all I kept hearing him saying, time. But remember what Vichai said? Oh, we'll win the league within 5 years. And we actually won it within 3 years or something stupid like that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or no, we did not win the league. Get into the Champions League.
Europe.
Like
yeah,
get into something like that. Get into the Champions League within 5 years. And won the league, and he did within a couple of years. So it can happen. But that's all I kept hearing Jono saying, time. So that word came up so many times in the different variations of it.
The thing that they're coming from earlier saying about, we're seeing Susan Whelan left and nothing's changed. Nothing will change in 2 months. When it's the board, it takes a lot longer than a few months. The only time we see change instantly is when we get a new manager. That's the only time we'll see the effects on the pitch. But the long-term strategy of not buying players for a lot of money. That's not the Leicester way. Our way is buying cheap players who are unknown players and making them into good players and selling for a profit. That's what our strategy was for years. And then Brendan Rodgers decided to buy Daka and Sumare for God knows how much money, and then we've gone down the drain. So we need to get that strategy needs to come back.
Like Armchair Jockey says, we need to drop all of those out of contract before they decide our future. I actually think we need to have director of football, technical director, whatever you want to call it. It's the same kind of job, innit, really? I think we need him before the January window starts. So he can come in and get rid of Patson Daka, Wout, Fez, on the mega monies and finishing the contracts. I don't know who else, there's a couple of others, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And also get Jordan James in and get them in. I know because he's on obligation to buy. Get him in. Get that sorted in January before all the big clubs come sniffing around. Because he scored for Wales last night, his first goal for Wales, didn't he?
I didn't see.
He's looking absolutely fantastic. A bargain. I keep saying don't fall in love with loan players. It's hard not to with him, unfortunately. But we need someone in quickly, sooner rather than later. They need to pull the finger out. And Jono, we've not been very good at pulling a finger out. We're normally a bit slow and laid back at doing things, aren't we?
Well, we didn't used to be. I mean, before the FA Cup, we kind of, I think that was our problem. We're too trigger happy. We just bought players whenever. But then it's been the last 3 or 4 years we've had that problem of, are we going to sign that player? Are we going to sign that player? I remember when we were in the when we had Enzo and there's that, I think it was the January transfer window, that one player we tried to sign but didn't actually go through.
The Italian midfielder.
Yeah. So that never happened before. But
he was literally at the training ground, I think, at that day as well.
He was, yes, but it didn't. Yeah. And Enzo was furious. That's because the board was still a mess.
I think overall, we were kind of grateful it didn't happen because I think a month or two later he had to have an operation anyway. So we're kind of lucky for that.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about transfers. We're going to talk a little bit about football now because we could go ever in a day about the Stoke games. We can talk about top speech, interview, whatever you want to call it, ever in a day. But we need to talk about football. This is a football show. We need to talk about Leicester. International week, read it. It's absolutely shocking, isn't it? We hate it. All we're hoping for is the players don't come back injured. And by the sounds of it, Jordan James did get injured for Wales. He's still got one more game. Your man Daka, I think, played. I'm not sure whether he scored or not. He didn't get injured.
Probably didn't.
Page, unfortunately, Lewis Page and Jake Evans are still within the 17s. And they won last night, so they won't be back for the Stoke game. And Benny Aluko, he played for the under-20s on Friday night. So they've all got minutes. I don't think Ben Nelson went, did I? think he stayed at home. I think Ben Nelson.
I think he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah, but what with though? We don't know whether if it's just.
I don't know. He wouldn't have gone anywhere because he was injured.
2 weeks training. Oh, he went. Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know that. Cheers, Phil. Something like you to know stats, Phil. So he won't play in the next game, so he won't get injured. James is suspended now, so that's good. But looking forward to the Stoke game, that I'm there. Hey, I'm back for that one. Yeah, oh, behave, Reedy. You love it when I come back. You have all them sweets off me. But looking forward to this. What do you want to see now? Do you want to see a reaction from the players?
No.
Yeah, not quite long stat man, Phil. I know you keep asking me the stats most of the time. What do you want to see now? A reaction from the players after that when we beat Norwich? The international week, not many went. Ayew and Fatua didn't go, although I did see Fatua with a brace, one of them compression sleeves on his knee or whatever you call it. Whether that's just for muscle training, I don't know, but hopefully that wasn't an injury. And they didn't go. So what are you wanting to see, Reader, when you go on Saturday with me?
If I'm totally honest, I think after the Swansea game a few months back now, obviously then we had an international break and I thought, right, let's kick on and really go for it the next 6-7 games, however many it was before we did win against Norwich. And now it's coming into the new set of games after this international break. And I'm thinking, can we use what we did at Norwich? And as much as they said that we pushed on, I think we were very lucky to go and win it in the end for me. But we need to use the momentum from that game and the momentum from the team spirit and all that we've got from that game, and go into the next game and go, right, we need to get a result here. Even if it is a draw, I know it's not the best results, but you got to start performing better and getting a better result than just keep going 1-0 up and then conceding again, going 1-0 up and then conceding again and drawing a game. So for me, there's not much you can change in the team, in the fact of the players now, you can start to see who's going to be in that starting 11 and who's not. But it's about... Sorry?
That's what I was trying to say here. That's when
we'll
find out what Craig says. When we'll find out if the reshuffle is just a PR exercise or a general attempt to change things. And also see how the crowd will react to it. It being a home game, John.
On Saturday, yeah, it should be changing.
It should be. John, what's your thoughts?
I think the fans need to get behind this movement that the club has promised they're going to be doing. I think there's no point of the fans now going in, moaning, swearing, giving out chants, because that's not going to help the players. It's not going to help the situation. We're going to be realistic. This outburst of comments from the club isn't going to change how we're going to play on the pitch. We're still going to have bad performances. We're still going to be dull up front, but we need to, as fans, just get a bit together and just trust this new process which we're trying to follow, and just get behind the boys. That's all we need to do, really.
Yeah. There's another stat. I know Phil will actually love this stat. After 15 games this year, we've got 21 points. After 15 games of the last championship season, we got 39 points. That's a hell of a stat. We're 18 points less.
My boy Enzo.
Your boy Enzo. So that's a stat. If anyone can beat that stat, please let me know. The first Saturday 3 p.m. home game. Is that right?
I'm not shocked.
Is it? Is that? Come on, Phil. You're the stats man. Let me know. Is that?
Probably is. It probably is.
I don't think we've had it. I honestly don't think we've had a home game.
There's been an away game that's the first at 3 o'clock, but no, I don't think we've had it.
One's in Norwich. We're at home. We're away at 3 o'clock. But I honestly don't think. I think.
Shall I check?
Yeah, you check. Well, I talked to Jono. Jono. Yeah, because of this, like you say, you honestly think this is do you think it's like Craig says? Is it a PR? Is it a PR exercise, or is it start of the change, like Craig says?
I think it's the start. I think it's the start of a change. I think it's the start of a change that will take years to recover from. I think it will take at least 2 years minimum to see dramatic changes. So no more points deductions, no more like high wage players. That all needs to shift first before we get any proper change. So, but I think it's the start of something happening.
Although it will take, it's a long and winding road, and there's light at the end of the tunnel is absolutely bloody miles away, isn't it, Reader?
Yeah, and it was true. It is the first 3 o'clock kickoff at home this season.
November the 22nd, game number 16 is the first 3 o'clock home game.
Sheffield Wednesday was a 12:30. Coventry was a 12:30. Wrexham and Portsmouth were a late kickoff. Coventry was a late kickoff, I think, or an early kickoff. Yeah, they were all either late or early kickoffs. We've not had one 3 o'clock kickoff at home this season.
Wow. That's when they know I'm coming back. They leave it because I'm coming back. That's the reason. Old school me. That's why they're doing it. Mr. Six.
4-4-2, mate. Christ.
You are?
I said we might actually play 4-4-2 for you.
I hope they do. It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? On a side note, international breaks have ruined domestic football, and historically, we've not been. Oh, cheers, Craig. I thought that was going to be a decent comment then. That was one of your full defensive, because one of you smashes it out the ground, pal. I hope not. Although, I mean, we beat Swansea, didn't we? And then we drew with Portsmouth after the last international break.
Yeah.
So a draw isn't the best result for us, is it? We need to win to capitalise on that.
The thing is, we need to win, but they are one of the top teams at the moment.
Yeah, Stoke are going to be very hard to beat.
When I was actually out with people yesterday that are big Stoke fans, I've known them for donkey's years over here. So we're having a laugh and a joke about it. And I said to them, when I first booked it, a few people said to me, "Oh, that'd be a top of the table clash." And I says, "No, Stoke won't be anywhere near it." How wrong I was.
Opposite ends of the
well, not quite
spectrum.
opposite ends of the table. We're only something like, I don't know, 4 or 5 points behind Stoke.
No, about 4. I think we're 4 or 5 points off playoffs.
That table's so close. Two results will change everything.
That's if we get the 2 results.
It's unfortunate that Ipswich and Southampton. I did see another stat as well that we've still got 9 players, or I think 9 players still from that championship winning team. In that team against Norwich. Ipswich, who have completely changed, have only got 3 from their championship promotion side when they finish second or third.
That's because on paper, realistically, our team was probably one of the best in the league because they're still good enough to do it.
Like I say to you, reader, football is not played on paper.
No, it's not. I don't know that.
Out there.
It's like Mavadidi. He was one of the better players last 2 years ago, and now he's an absolute joke.
Ipswich have changed their way, and 3 players from the last championship time, they seem to be more motivated. They've got players coming in wanting to play for the club. We've still got the same players. I'm not going to call them deadwood because that's the right. We've still got the same players earning money, and there's not really motivated. Where if you move to another club, you get motivation, and that's what I think.
It's on for you.
No, don't put that one on.
I wouldn't take him back. I wouldn't take him back for free, mate. You could do one.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think it was good, but I don't think he's what he's need. But unfortunately, there's another one, Jacob. We haven't heard anything about what hats. I know he was on a flight to Poland with a friend of mine the other day. On Friday, he was flying to Poland, but surely if he was injured and a groin strain, you wouldn't be allowed to fly. You wouldn't be best to fly. Not allowed, but you wouldn't be best to fly, would it? Cramped up on a plane. This was only an EasyJet or Ryanair flight. He was flying to Poland, so that's a sign of hopefulness, isn't it? As much as Bezovic was okay, I still prefer Jacob because he's a decent shot stopper and he's getting used to playing with his feet a bit more, isn't he, Reader?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I've mentioned over the last few weeks since Begovic has been in is as much as a lot of people might like the booting it up straight from kickoff and whatnot, straight from a goal kick and whatnot. I think at times you need that passing around from there just to start off a set piece of play and whatnot. So
it's not booting it; it's hoofing it.
No, sorry, hoofing
it. Hoof it. But yeah, so that's a sign of encouragement with him being on a flight. Like I say, they wouldn't have let him go home.
I think they said that he should be back after the international break anyway, didn't they?
It just depends on how the groin strain was. But if they're letting him fly, surely they'd stay for treatment more than letting him fly. So I don't know whether he's going to get treatments over there as well. I know it's a groin strain, and it's only you can still walk with a groin strain. It's just you can't get up and down. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the problem. But there we go. I'm not a physio, am I? I've been to many physios, but I don't know how physios work. David Jenkins says we need a massive injection of positivity. Top has had a go, but a good display and 3 points on. Yes, totally agree, David. A good display. Get behind the crowd. Reedy, stop yawning. That's not very positive, is it? He's looking like Mavadidi there. He's like before the game the other day, yawning just before kickoff.
David is right though. If we get 3 points after what Top's been saying and all that, I think you have a great start to go right. Let's kick on and really go for it this part until the next international break and over Christmas.
John, Reedy said about kicking on and let's go for it. How would you go for it? What would appease you and what would make you happy? Apart from 3 points, of course, but would you be happy with a scrappy, shitty 1-0 win, or do you want to see a barnstorming by the kitchen sink 3-4-0 win?
I want to see the players put in a decent effort. I want to see the players actually putting in a shift. Winning or lose, of course we'd like to win, but if they leave every ounce of energy on that pitch, I'm happy. Like I watched the interview. I got a clip on socials about when Casper went on that interview with the overlap with Gary Neville and that lot. He said Vichai to come in and say, I don't care if you win, I don't care if you lose, I just want you to try. He said it doesn't matter if we lost or we won. He just wants them there to try their best. That's what we're not seeing. The players don't leave that pitch trying their best.
And they even had a party, even if they lost. And not a party, but they still went out and had a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. We need that back. That's the Leicester City that we like.
That's what I don't. I totally agree, Johnny, but that's what I don't see with the players. I know when we
That's
won
what we
the
need to change. That's what needs to
when we
change
won the
now.
Premier League, when we won the Premier League, there was like a band of brothers and there was a bond, weren't there? And all the players were together. I don't see that with them. They're all not all individuals, but there's no coming together on that pitch, and they don't seem it. Although I did notice something different against Norwich, that the whole squad, including the subs, was doing a huddle before the game on the side of the pitch.
I noticed that as well.
I've not seen that
I didn't
before. I've not seen that apart from the Vichar, I think, the incident 7 years ago. But that was the first time. That was the only first bit of sign I've seen of coming together.
I think this is what Cifuentes is trying to do, though, in the fact of he has, like, say, when we did lose a few games in a row, he did try and change things up by going to like more of a defensive style, which again a lot of people might think, why are we going too defensive? But he's trying to change things, and obviously I did notice that because obviously I wasn't at the actual game and I did see it on TV. I actually did see that they did it all, and fair play to them because they need to start trying to do something to get together. And even with obviously Top's comments now, like we've got to start seeing a bit more togetherness, and we've got to see hopefully a bit more togetherness as well between the fans and the players, even if they're not playing well. And I understand what people do by moaning and going at them for not playing well, but hopefully with all these things that are going on, hopefully we can try and get a good result on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not going to get results in that because Phil and you'll do it with you and Simon on Thursday night, Jono. Like you say, what we need is like Craig says. I know I keep putting Craig's posts up, but he's saying some good points. Got to start seeing a good full 90 minutes display full of effort. It's exactly what you said, Jono, really, wasn't it? As long as they're putting the effort and a decent display, the results will come. But that's what we're not seeing at the minute, isn't it, Jono?
I mean, Top can say what he wants about how he wants more communication with the fans, but the fans will only start to be positive if they see not necessarily positivity in like the results, because we're still going to lose games, we're still going to have problems, but I want to see effort. When the club starts to try and the team starts to try, that's when they'll start winning fans back. That's when we'll start seeing the stadium more full again. So that's it really.
Yeah, totally. It needs to be a positive atmosphere, positive attitude by the fans, positive. And
that's from the fans and the players.
Everything, absolutely everything. We've all got to be one. We've got to be the 12th man. The fans have got to be the 12th man.
Yeah.
Not a disjointed armchair fan. We've actually got to be the 12th man at that ground. Not that I'm going to try and improve it because one man, myself, won't make a huge difference. We've all got to pull together on Saturday. Whether we go 1-0 down, hopefully not. Whether we go 1-0 down after the first 5 minutes, really is looking at disgust that I've just said that. We've still got to get behind them. We've proved we can come from behind and beating Norwich. Yes, we didn't start playing until they scored, but we still managed to do it. And I think really that's the positivity we need. If we go behind, we've got to get behind it. Even though we might want to start chanting, you're not fit to wear the shirt, you're getting sacked in the morning. They're not the chants the players want to hear. You need encouragement, I think. I think it's time to start being encouraged.
But this is where players have got to give us something as well. It's how we do it. You've got to give us something for us to give you something as well. We're not just
go on.
Like I said, we're not going to just go with Mavadidi's having a stinker again, and we're not going to go, right, come on, Mavadi, let's go. He's got to give us something. He's got to show that he actually cares. Even if he's not playing well, he's got to show that he cares.
I know I've been critical of players and that, but I think it's time now that you actually start getting behind them, not getting on the backs. I think there's a huge difference, and the players need. I know it's hard. I know I don't go very often, and really you go a lot, and there's more fans go more than me. But we need to start getting behind the players and behind the club. I know we're in the shit and we're in a mess, and it's not the most positive attitude down at the ground. But we need to change it. Yes, the players need to give us something, but also the fans as well. I've been critical of fans, I've been critical of players, and I've been one of the fans that give the shit as well. But I think it's time now that we actually need to be positive. The mess we're in, we actually need more positive attitude and atmosphere, and just to be,
3 minutes in, we concede.
I'm trying to be positive instead of just conceding when we go 1-0 down. Like
Well,
we
we were saying 3 minutes in, we concede, and then all the chants start coming back out again. We don't want that to happen.
No, we need it to be up and the King Power bouncing. I know it won't bounce much because it's not a full house anymore, but we need it to be bouncing.
Well, I've seen stats that we're the most full in the league.
Well, on the TV, it didn't look like that. The 2 games
It didn't
I've
look
seen,
like that at all. It looked empty.
the last 2 home games.
Well, no, maybe not last 2 games,
Them
but
crowd- them crowd-
overall this season, we've been the most capacity.
That's
Them
going
crowd
to
figures
drop.
didn't look like we were 28,000 and 27,000, whatever it was. Right, show, lads and lasses. Thanks for watching. Cheers, Jono. Much appreciated. Hope you're well.
Yeah, no problem.
And
Hopefully-
we shall see you and Simon on Thursday, mate. Be good.
Well, we said if nothing happens, we won't come on, but something happened the next day, so we'll be on
Well, you've got a
Thursday.
game to preview, haven't you? So you've got a big one to preview. It's a huge game. It's a huge 3 points and a Midlands derby. The Potteries versus the Foxes versus the Potters.
Yes.
All right, Jono, we shall speak to you soon. See you later, pal. Be good.
See you later.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for joining. Reedy. There we go, mate. Another show done. Thank you again for turning up and making sure you're on time this week, which was a miracle. He even beat me onto here today, which was a strange thing. I think most people know that I am there next week. I am at the Leicester game on the Saturday, but I'll also be doing my show live from outside the ground on Sunday morning. Reedy will be stuck in his little office out there in the countryside. You are. You might turn up.
If I wake up in time.
Well, you've got to get to me at 9:30 in the morning. I very much doubt it. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll be outside the ground at 9:30 next Sunday morning. If anybody wants to join me, I can't see many people, but if you're nearby, come and join me at 9:30 next Sunday morning outside the ground. Reedy, it's been much appreciated. I shall see you next week.
Yep, see you next week.
I'll see you through the week. I'll see you through the window, pal. Bye
See you
bye.
later.
There we go. Yet another outstanding performance from Reedy and Jono. Much appreciated for them turning up. If you want to come on at any time, just let me know. I'll get you on. I'll give you the link and I'll send you the link. It's much appreciated. But there we go. That's another show done and dusted. Just a little bit of homework before you all go, please. Whatever you're on, whatever platform you're watching, please like and share. Absolutely fantastic. Cheers all. There goes the final whistle. Ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. Adieu.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.